What's up, YouTube? Let's evolve vegan. All right, unsolvable problems. All problems that you can't solve are the problems of someone else. I know there's plenty of people out there that you just can't stand to see sad, but you just absorb their sadness, usurp it, you get in touch with it, you get to the root of their sadness, which shows you the root of your own sadness. And then should you address the origins of your own pain, you realize that no one can relieve you of it but yourself. So no one can relieve them of it but themselves. So we got to realize that there are no unsolvable problems. I guess you could say they're just unsolvable people, but you can't solve other people's problems. So, and you know, you want people to like you for the reasons that you like you, and it might not be always the case. So again, the reflections are all here to let us know something, and you can't be afraid to take that risk. But at the same time, taking risks insinuates doubt. So it's always about making opportunities. You know, when you create an opportunity, you relieve yourself of doubt. But if you take a risk, you are taking on some doubt. So you got to realize that every step is a step towards the ultimate goal. That has to be the mentality, regardless. A step laterally or backwards still ultimately is a step towards the ultimate goal of just creating your own path as you walk it. Because that's what you got to realize, that you're creating this thing as you walk it. You got to put that retirement mentality down. You can't think of, oh, I gotta create a point in time in which I can do nothing and live off of the fruits of my labor. That's basically being a parasite off yourself. That's when you become a parasite. As soon as you start being a parasite off yourself, as soon as you start living off of your old output, it's like anybody that gets to a certain stage in their work where they're just living off of what they did from years ago and they're no longer really generating any output. They're just living off of the old them, being a parasite to the old them, and they're no longer creating the path as they walk it. So again, it just comes down to just being comfortable, you know, and just being afraid of new problems. But new problems mean a new level of learning. So new problems is actually a good thing, because again, once you reach that point of no return, you graduated. So okay, all right, so overhead is monetized guilt and depression. Anybody that has a bunch of overhead, whether it's a storefront, what have you, any overhead over your head is just monetize. You're monetizing that weight or guilt or depression, and now it has a dollar value. So most people create a bunch of overhead just to stay in a destination or a destiny that they have a comfort level with, whether it's dysfunctional or not. But it's just silly. It's all from, you know, wanting to feel able. Everybody wants to feel able. You want to have the ability to do something. You feel like you have to, you know, if you're not feeling able, then you know, you just have this anxiety that gets built up just because you want to do something and you just want to be able to do it. So again, it comes down to what should you be doing and what can you do and what should you be doing. All right, so fighting for the truth. So let's think about it. Rosa Parks supposedly fought for equality, right? So why would you fight for equality with an oppressor? Anyone that is oppressing you is already they've already deemed themselves lesser because they feel the need to oppress you. So to fight for equality with that person is to fight to be lesser, because they've already put themselves in that position of holding someone down, so they must be below, right? So you got to realize that you never fight for the truth. You fight for lies. The truth is glaring. So it's nothing that you have to fight for. It's there. You just can't continue to support your own slavery. Many of us feed into different forms of slavery, whether it's because it's out of sight, out of mind. Kids in Honduras making clothes, in Indonesia doing all these different things. And it's just, you're perpetuating their slavery, and you stay slave to the materials that they produce. And then the things that you have to do to get those materials involve your own slavery, which was built off of your own ancestral slavery. So again, it's the snake eating its own tail. Because we got to realize that it's always a trade, an ancestral trade. We always just see the outcome at this level, at this dense, retarded level. People want to be famous in a retarded era. It's crazy to me. But anyway, so you have people appreciating ancestral trades. People are basically like selling more of your soul, gradually selling more of your soul, and then as your ancestry becomes more and more soulless, they have all these dense physical things that they've traded their soul for over however long it took, and then you appreciate that, which appreciates their false reality and them even existing. So again, it's just we're addicted to the master mentality. Many of us, we're addicted because we think that is what we want to be. We want to have something or someone beneath us. Even our own food, everything it serves you, right? Everything is slave to you, right? So again, you know, truth is singular. You don't have to fight for it. Options are an illusion. When you think about the path, you can catch up with the you that never got distracted and never succumbed to distraction. There is a you out there that's residing at peak potential. So it just comes down to, what are you feeding into? You know, any God that you didn't create you. So what are you feeding into with your attention? Again, the PDFs are online, ROYALT512 @yahoo.com to get the PDFs, RBud Vegan to get the ebooks. There's 28 texts on Amazon.com. Again, it's RBud Vegan. You got compensation ships, Vampire Pyramid, the Eye Manual, the Kate Day Cleanse, Low Fat Living. You got there's just so many on there. Spirituality for Atheists, so many. Busted, a World Created by Nuts, so many. So all right, to the second half of the video here. So we got as far as relationships go, everyone, for the most part, most relationships end up being a game of hot potato, where nobody wants to be the bad guy, so everybody just stays. Nobody wants to bury the relationship, so everybody just stays in a suffocating relationship, and both the people end up being villains in their own life, and instead of just taking the risk, or the supposed risk, and changing the energy, changing the ingredients. Ultimately, it boils down to satisfaction. We get these messages all day, visions all day, but we're not satisfied with them because we're too dense to experience them fully. So we're so dense, and we don't like the process of life because we're just looking at the results. We're not looking at the whole process. So we're too dense, so we chew dense things that keep us dense, and then we continue to miss the messages and the visuals that we get at all moments, because the first eye is constantly giving you visuals. Every breath, you're constantly getting messages at all times. It just comes down to your density and how well you can experience or inexperience the mind's eye, the first eye, the most eye, however you want to look at it. So if you're in a state of anxiety or fear, whether it's good or bad anxiety, if you're in a state of anxiety, then your adrenals are constantly working overtime, you know, pumping more adrenaline, excess adrenaline into the system. So when that hormone is released, all digestion is interfered with, which creates a binding situation, which keeps you bound to your body. Because more binding, whether it's because the fats, proteins, sugars are all binding when you're in this state of anxiety, because the parasitic thoughts and emotions keep, you know, producing this chemical state which creates physical parasites. So you have a parasitic thought that triggers a parasitic emotion like fear or anxiety, which binds you physically, which leads to the manifestation of parasites, which keeps you in your body because you're losing control of it. You're not fully inhabiting the body. You have other things inhabiting the body, so you're not totally in this moment. So you're not going from moment to moment totally. So you're just fragmented all over the place. So it really comes down to doing less to be more. You have to chase death, so you repel life. You attract life. So really, do less to be more. And I don't mean do less like do nothing. I'm just saying, like, as far as clutter, people want to be distracted and have clutter, because again, they think things make them happy. They just make them busy. So it really comes down to stop asking questions that you know the answer to. Just creating procrastination like you need permission to be better. You know, just do better, be better. You don't need permission for it. And if you have any question that exists, there's an answer that has persisted just as long. It's a two-way street at all times, as yin and yang. So, All right, yeah, of course, just masterpiece to create masterpieces. And the more you create, the more you channel yourself, the more alive you feel, the more you inhabit your body. And the more dead food you eat, the more dead you are. You got to realize how much dead stuff you're eating, even if it's plants, because you got to look at it like this. Dead is dead. It's just a different level of density of dead. So if you have dead flesh, of course, that's way more dense and more dead than somebody eating dying plants. Even a raw foodist is eating something energy that is dying. So you want to get as much energy as you can that is of life. And as far as music goes, 440 hertz is poison. You got to realize that. And that's what all this music is being played from that hertz. Interferes with your hertz. It hurts your heart and the hertz that your heart operate at. So again, it's just your own capacity to love that keeps you chasing death. Because we all fear our own capacity to love. We think that being loving is making us vulnerable, when really, in reality, it's armor. Truth is armor. And anybody that has experienced that, they, just remaining true to something, they realize that you have always been protected, and it always works out if you stay true to self the whole way. Again, walking by insight, or what people call faith, but walking by insight and not by sight. So it's you can't protect yourself, the loving you, with hate. That's what people think they can really, like, I'm so loving, I have this boundless love that I'm afraid of, so I want to protect myself and my essence with hate. It's never going to happen, never going to work out. So again, ROYALT512@yahoo.com for the PDFs or any other inquiries and like I said, RBud Vegan for the ebooks online, 28 texts online. Like I said, you got the K-Day Cleanse, the Eye Manual. Some are $3, some are $5, some are $10. You got Invest in Your Chest, Creditability. You got Sleep Paralysis, Socially Paralyzed, the Alchemist Cookbook, The Small Changes All. So many texts on there. Just check them out. RBud Vegan for the list of the books, and then ROYALT512@yahoo.com to get the PDF versions through PayPal. And gzuscryst19 on IG, Taylor Bud on Facebook, if that's the parasite I'm using. And then, of course, Human Food on Facebook, facebook.com/humanfood with an E, Hueman. So, yeah, and then look at the Facebook thing too. I mean, you see it. They're trying to make us clones through our crystallized parasites as we speak. With the money transfer system on Facebook, as soon as that flesh to digital link is fully formed, then we'll totally be slaves, and the attack of the clones will be completed, I guess you could say. So yeah, every picture is a parasite, know that.